Hello everybody, my name is Matt Chicoine, aka Recluse, and I'm here for Roland here at Sam Ash. Going to show you the brand new creative powerhouse, the DJ-808. One of the primary foundations of the DJ-808 is the TRS unit and the sequencer that lives up here. This is a really unique feature, and it's the only DJ controller out there that includes this integrated into one unit. Let's have a look at it. So we've got the iconic Roland drum kits built into the TRS, the 909, the 808, the 707, the 606, consisting of the bass drum, snare drum, closed hat, open hat. Each one of those sounds has an individual slider here on the right, and all those sounds then come down into this main channel of the TR sampler. So that's the master fader there. All those sounds you can mix and match. So if you wanted to say have the kick from the 808 with, you can even select a snare or a clap in place of the snare. You can mix and match those quite easily. So we're going to take the clap from the 909, so it says 909H, standing for hand clap. And then we've got a mixture of different kits. So very easy to create your own custom kit. You also have individual parameter controls on the left here, so you can adjust the trim, the attack, the tuning, or the decay of any one of those sounds. All I would need to do is press that button, and now that's going to affect whatever parameter you adjust for that sound. Now you can also play the TRS in this performance pad mode down here in TR mode. So every one of these pads is going to coincide with these faders. So kick or bass drum, clap or snare drum, closed hat, open hat. And down here in the TR modes is quite a cool feature as well. It's the roll mode. So depending on where it's set, you can use the parameter button here left or right. You'll see the colors changing. And what that allows you to do is holding one button is going to play back a sound in a roll fashion or a pattern. And it's pressure sensitive, so depending on how soft or hard I'm holding it, it's going to play back at a different rate. Then try a pattern. So a really easy way to spice up your set, just to throw in some extra little syncopated percussion. That's a great means of doing that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the sequencer. Now you can see a 16-step sequencer here that can save 16 patterns. To enter in sounds, it's pretty straightforward, much like other Roland drum machines. You select what instrument or what sound you want to use. So bass drum, and you can see we've got a kick programmed on the downbeat of every measure. So real straightforward, 4 to the floor. If you want to change that, very easy. If I want to do another sound, all I need to do is select it here. So very easy to enter those in. So once you've set a pattern into the step sequencer, you might want to create a pattern that's longer than a single bar. So to do that, let's say we want to take pattern 5 and we want to duplicate it so we can create a little bit of variation. What you do is you have to first stop the TRS, hold the pattern button, press the pattern you want to copy. The rest of the pattern slots are going to light up orange, and I want to make the destination slot number 6. So now basically I've just copied 5 into 6, and what I usually do is I'll say change a hi-hat pattern, keep the foundation the same, or create a little fill in there just to have some variation and some movement in my programming. Now you may be more accustomed to playing drums in live as opposed to using a step sequencer. If that's the case, you do have that option on the DJ-808. What you need to do is go into instant record mode. So you're going to hold shift and hit this button right here, the TR rec button, and now you see it's blinking. Now let me hit start. And I'm in TR mode in the performance pads, and anything I play on there is now going to be entered into the step sequencer. And we can see there's the clap I just put in, there's the bass drum, the open hat. Very straightforward. Okay, let's also talk a little bit about the Serato sampler. Now this step sequencer also has the ability to sequence anything that you have loaded up into Serato sampler. Now if we look at Serato DJ, to access the sampler, you're going to click on this button here, and you're going to see 8 slots and 4 banks. So you can at any point sequence any one of the samples in those 8 slots in that one bank. You can't unfortunately sequence between banks, but it's very easy to shift between those banks either by using the shift button here and selecting the banks, or just by clicking them in the software. You can route the samples to any of the individual outputs or the auxiliary, which in this case is the TR sampler. By default, it will come through there. Personally, I like to have a little bit of individual control, so I'll route that out to channel 4 here. So now my sampler is going to come out of channel 4. Now what I've done is I've just loaded in some extra drums to sort of bolster what's already coming off the TR unit. So let's just have a listen. Here's the TR. Real straightforward kind of house beat. And then I can add my own samples. So if we look at the Serato sampler slots, we can see that I've already entered into the step sequencer some patterns there. So that's playing the kick off the sampler. I've got a snare drum, et cetera, you can see what I've programmed in there. So pretty straightforward. And that instant record process also works for your sampler. So all you need to do is go to the sampler button and engage instant record, and anything I play from that point on will also assign itself to the pattern. So once you have some patterns recorded, you can now select these by pressing the buttons here, or you can also go Shift and hit TR to enter the pattern mode. So I can also select those down here with the performance pads. Now if I want to play more than one pattern, I can do that by pressing 2 patterns next to each other, or 3 or 4. And so now what that's going to do is it's going to play all 4 of those patterns in sequence. Now if I wanted to say play patterns out of sequence, say 1 and 4, I would have to go to the pattern mode down here and hold both of those. So now you can see those 2 pads are lit up, and when I hit play, it's alternating between those 2 patterns. So there you have it, a quick rundown of the TRS, the sequencer, TR mode on the performance pads, pattern mode, and the Serato sampler. Thanks very much. It's been Matt Chicoine, Recluse for Roland. You can check out these products and many more at Sam Ash.